I've got, I guess, what I could call my first breaking news story. Now, I didn't come up with this myself. I saw a mention about it online and then I looked into it and I confirmed it. And this is really crazy. So get ready for this one. Um, Trump says ex FBI Director James Comey's 8647 post called for his assassination. Now, what are we talking about here? Well, today is Friday, May 16th. Okay, yesterday was May 15th. Yesterday, May 15th, 2025, James Comey posted this on, I think it was Twitter. Comey had posted a picture Thursday of seashells formed in the shape of 8647, a message that could be interpreted as eliminating him, meaning Trump, since he's the 47th president. And these are made out of shells. When you think of shells, you could think of what? Shotgun shells? So people are saying that this is symbolic of James Comey basically saying, get rid of Trump, assassinate him. And let me explain this, okay? Because this is crazy, all right? Most people have no idea how crazy this is. And it's all about numbers, and they say numbers don't lie, right? So 86, if you work in the restaurant industry, you say something's 86, like someone wants the special, oh, we're out of that. That's 86. Or, if you kick someone out of a bar or something, oh, that guy's 86. In other words, he's not allowed in. It means getting rid of something, getting rid of someone. So 86, and since Trump is the 47th president, get rid of 47. All right, big deal, right? He says, I think it's kind of covered up here. I think he said, caught cool shell formation on my beach walk. He's trying to say, oh, I was just walking at the beach and I just saw this and took a picture of it. I didn't do it. And everyone flipped out because James Comey is the former FBI director. And he's not known as a fan of Trump. He's known as someone he's gone through a lot of effort to try and get rid of Trump using legal means. All right. So just regardless of what you think politically about Trump or Comey or anyone else, this is just it's very, at best, very irresponsible behavior by a former FBI head. It's just, you don't do this. When you're in positions like this, you're supposed to put your political opinions aside and keep everything real, extra professional for national security reasons. So to even put something out there that could be interpreted by any stretch as a call for assassination, that alone is very serious and very irresponsible, and borderline. It would be difficult to think that this was not intended to mean exactly what people are saying it means. Now, after everyone flipped out, James Comey deleted the post within like an hour, I guess. I posted earlier a picture of some shells I saw today on a beach walk, which I assumed were a political message. I didn't realize folks associate those numbers with violence, Comey wrote on Instagram. So this is actually really bad. He's telling you right there that it's a political message. He's acknowledging that the 47 means Trump and the 86 means get rid of him. He's acknowledging that. So that doesn't mean there isn't also another level of literally get rid of him. You see, he's highlighting the idea of associating the numbers with violence. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about. I got this calendar from timeanddate.com, so it seems pretty official. And I was looking at September 11th, 2024. What is the significance of that date? Well, obviously, that was the anniversary of the horrible September 11th, 2001 attacks on the World Trade Center. So that was the 23rd anniversary. And you get this by subtracting 2001 from 2024. That gives you 23 years. 23 years times 365 days, 365 days in a year, gives you 8,395 days. But there are 6 leap years in there, which you need to account for. A leap year is a day that happens every 4 years in February, where February gets an extra day. So if you're born on leap year, you can joke with your friends, oh, I'm only 5 years old, when you're actually much older. So there were 6 leap years during that time frame. So you have to add 6 days to 8,395, which gives you 8,401 days. Then we're going to add the days that remain in 2024 after the 11th. So we've got 19 here, 31, 30, 31. I added all these up on this side, and you get 111. So you add 111 to 8,401, and you get 8,512 days. So that's where we're at so far. Okay, follow me here. 8,512. So here's the 8,512 carried over from the other page. And now we're going to add 135 days. How do we get that number? Well, we've got all the days that have elapsed in the year 2025 up until yesterday, the 15th, when James Comey posted his 8647 post. And you've got 15 days here, 30, 31, 28, 31. Added them all up here, and we got 135 days. So now we're going to add 135 to 8,512, and what does that give us? 8647. Now, some of you might go out there and try and use ChatGPT or some other AI program to calculate this so that you could see what the number is and verify yourself. And if it's not 8,647, you're going to come back to me and you're going to go, oh, you're full of it. Your calculation is wrong. Well, I already tried that, okay? First, I went to ChatGPT, and the number I got was this number. I believe it was -5. And I was trying to think of how they came up with that number in ChatGPT. And I think what ChatGPT did was omitted 5 of the 6 leap years. That's my guess as to why ChatGPT came up with a different number than this. All right. Then I went to Grok, Grok. And I went to the Grok app, and Grok came up with this exact figure, 8,647, and broke it all down completely. And I was going to post a screenshot of that, but because ChatGPT came up with a different number, I wasn't ready to say it was completely definitive yet. I actually went to the Grok website and I posted the same question and got yet a different number. So I got 3 different numbers across 3 different AI sources. Strangely, 2 of them were Grok, and one, the Grok app, came up with the correct number, and the Grok online came up with the wrong number. So that's when I went, well, I better just double check myself. And I got this number exactly the very first time I calculated it. So there's no mistaking. And, this makes me think of, for example, the 666 associated with Stanley Kubrick, which I've brought up before. And again, I'm not the first person to notice that. But I did double check it. And what I'm talking about is the fact that Stanley Kubrick died exactly 666 days before the year 2001. And I did the calculation the same way I did here. I have a video where I did that somewhere back if you look at my previous videos I've done. So, people can sit and say that people like me are crazy for pointing this stuff out, but again, numbers don't lie, and it gets to the point where it just can't be a coincidence. Too many things line up. It can't be denied anymore. And the thing you have to understand is, on some level, they want you to know. They put this out there on purpose. They want you to figure it out, but they do it all clever. So you have to, there's always 2 or 3 levels to everything these, occultists do. And I think some of it does have even deeper meaning that we're not meant to know or whatever. But a lot of it is just to scare us, just to freak us out, I think. That's a big aspect of this. A murderer breaks into a house and shoots someone, that's terrible. But isn't it a lot worse if he goes in there and, cuts the body up and, writes some weird shit on the wall in blood in a different language? I mean, that's a lot creepier when it gets all occult like that, right? It does something to the psyche. So there's an element of fear here. That is trying to be instilled upon certain individuals or a large portion of the population. and then they turn around and deny it. And when the mainstream media supports the denial, you know that the mainstream media is in on it. It's amazing that you still have people that refuse to believe that there is a nefarious force that's powerful enough to control the media and politicians working within it. The media is lying to you all the time. If they're saying something you agree with, they're probably trying to get you on their side in order to accomplish some other goal that's going to end up screwing you over if it already isn't. So James Comey is saying, "Oh, I didn't know what I was saying. It doesn't. The numbers don't mean violence or anything." Yeah, it only was exactly 8,647 days since the attacks on 9/11. If you follow my page, I talk a lot about the occult, numerologists, and they're in all kinds of weird shit, and that's why they like these numbers. Well, right now Trump is in Saudi Arabia, and he's been talking with the leaders of these countries and taking these, really epic pictures. Well, the fact that James Comey posted something referencing killing Trump and referencing the 9/11 attacks while he's in Saudi Arabia, I thought that was kind of noteworthy and worth covering here on my Off the Cuff series.